Hey guys, what's going on? It's Colin here again, back with another part to the 1936 Briggs Model H project. This will hopefully be the season finale here. But yeah, as you can see, I built a little wooden base for it. It's nice and sturdy, it gets it off the ground. And I am just about ready to fire this sucker up. Should be good enough. Turn the gas on, I think. I think that way's on at least. We'll find out. And I'm going to grab my earmuffs because I do not have a muffler on this thing. And I have no idea how loud it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this idle speed down a little bit too. Because again, I don't know where it's set at. Let's give her a little choke and see what happens. It's kind of a weird starting method. Well, we got lightning bolts for a spark here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. We'll zoom in. So it's got good spark. Means it's probably not getting fuel. Should probably squirt a little fuel right in there and see what happens, but I don't really have a good way of doing that as of now. Well guys, just did a little troubleshooting. Turns out the fuel line was plugged somewhere. So I just took a little compressed air. Well, I took the line off, took a little compressed air, blew through it, and it seems to have cleared it out. So now that we've actually got gas, let's try this again. That's more like it. Well, it lives. Something's not quite right though. Not entirely sure what it is. I have a feeling it's a fuel mixture thing, but I gotta pull this fuel line out of the way so I can actually get to the mixture thing. So I'll be back in a second. Whoa, shooting out the exhaust? Well, that really shouldn't happen. I think that's my exhaust valve not seating very well. So this thing will probably have to come apart again. But hey, at least it's running. And considering that, it's actually running pretty decently. So I'm still pretty happy. Alright guys, so it has been many months since I shot the last part of this series. And, well, a lot has happened, but this engine has actually been running really well. With regards to this video series, I really screwed up. I screwed up big time. This is my first time really doing a series like this where I shot it all like live. And, well, I learned a lot, that's for damn sure. But at first it seemed like a lot of you guys were really interested, so this was great. But I didn't realize just how much time these things take to edit. It's not like a time-lapse where you can throw it all into the timeline, just delete the audio, speed it up, and call it a day. Oh no, this takes much, much longer to edit. And after the first one, I was shooting these throughout the year. And I was editing these throughout the year, and I just got so ridiculously busy I could not keep up with editing these labor-intensive videos. So, as you can tell, these videos have been very spaced apart, and I can tell that they've lost interest. So if you made it this far, then you are a very dedicated subscriber. I can tell you that much, and I really appreciate that. I have another series or two that I plan on doing like this, but I'm going to edit them all first before posting them. And that way we can actually do this in a somewhat timely manner. But I think that some of you guys like this style video, so I'll try it out one more time with the next engine, and hopefully we'll be able to do that one a little bit better, and we'll see what happens. But anyways, for those of you guys who are still interested in this engine's actually been running really well. I completely forget what the last thing I showed on video was. Probably me doing the very first start, and that was back in about February, and it's now July, but that's okay. I've got a muffler on it now, and it starts and runs pretty well. The only thing is, it runs a little rough when it's cold, and I think that's because this throttle shaft is so worn and it's sucking air. But once it warms up, it seems to run pretty decently. It smokes a little bit despite the new piston and rings, so the bore is probably a touch worn, but for show purposes, this thing is more than good enough. So, we'll go ahead and fire it up here, and let's see what happens. Just make sure I have the gas on. Yep. Is there any gas in here? Not much for gas in there. That helps. Go ahead and fill her up a little bit. Now let's see what happens. It's choked. Yeah, that's a little more like it. Probably flooded it now though. There we go. This is pretty much how it will run until it gets warmed up. Then you can lean out the mixture and it starts hitting every time, but it's doing a lot of like 8 cycling right now, and it likes to do that for a little while. But it slowly starts to get them heated and smooth out. There you go. That's not too bad considering I only started it about a minute or two ago. It usually takes a good 5 minutes to get really warmed up and really smooth out. But that's not too terrible right there. It does, I will say, even when it's fully warmed up, it does misfire every once in a while, and it will just spit out a little bit of smoke. But otherwise, it runs pretty well, and it runs strong. And some of of you guys may have seen the engine show footage videos where I had this thing running, then you'll know I usually belt this up to a water pump or my fan or something, and it does very well. The output side there. I don't remember where I left off with this video because it was so long ago, but I did also make a nice new copper fuel line for this thing, as you can see. But there you go, it's running pretty well. It's slowly vibrating itself off the cardboard here because this is on a angled part of my driveway. But as you can see, there's nails sticking out of the skids, and I'll stake it into the ground it shows so I can belt stuff up to it and keep the belt tension. It revs up too. I need a screwdriver. Throttle shaft in this thing is awfully close to the plug wire and the muffler, so I don't like sticking my finger in there. I haven't played around with it too much, but this thing has a pretty nice slow idle to it. I can get it to go slower than that too, but I don't want to push it. It's flash lubricated, so I don't know if you can see this. You can see the flywheel in there. It's not turning all that fast. Got a slight skip to it, but with the amount of wear that's in that throttle shaft and how much air it's probably sucking, and you know how sloppy these, I hate to use that word, but these engines really were kind of sloppy engines. They were never particularly super well designed, so honestly I'm pretty happy with the way it runs. But anyways, we'll shut it down here. Kill tab is one thing I don't have, so I'll either short it out with the screwdriver like that, or I'll shut the fuel off. But there you go, there's the Model H. It's all done. It's been through quite a few shows and people like it. The lever start is pretty unique, and I'm pretty happy with my purchase overall. It came out pretty good. So anyways guys, if you guys have made it all the way through this series, then congratulations. You guys must be pretty dedicated to the channel to do that, because I kind of screwed up with this, but you live and you learn. So anyways guys, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. There will be another engine that I'm going to do like this, as I mentioned earlier, but I plan on doing it in a much better way, so stay tuned for that. And there's also some engine shows and other stuff coming up. Well, I don't actually know when I'm going to post this video. This video is being shot before the next engine show, but that video might end up going up first. But anyways, as I said, thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, hit the little like and subscribe buttons. I'd appreciate that. By all means, leave a comment if you have one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.